Welcome to the Fire-Breathing Kittens, a standalone 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. That means you don't only get awesome fantasy adventures, but you can listen to them in whatever order you want. Here's one of those stories now. And our characters today are Jade.
Hello. Jade is a red-skinned, black-eyed, black-haired paladin. I will tell you now, she has specialized in defending our fellow combatants from enemies. She can take damage for you while you are in the front line, and she can draw the attention of the enemies if they are coming for you. She said, no, fight me instead. I'm using a character voice for Jade so that you can tell when I'm talking in character and out. I'm sure you'll figure that out, though. All right, probably don't need to say that.
Skirmish.
Hello. My name's Skirmish Killington. I'm a 4th level Goliath Barbarian with a Path of Wild Magic specialty. And I'm about 7'7", 300 and some odd pounds. Don't like to reveal all my features, to surprise the enemy. I'm wearing a nice pair of clean pants, and that's about it. No shirt, no shoes. But hopefully I do get service.
And, of course, Cecil.
Well, hi, everybody. My name's Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. I'm wearing a dashing red coat with brass buttons and very shiny. Footman Stanley has been polishing them for me all night long, just so they'd look wonderful for today. It is reminiscent of a pirate coat, and I'm also wearing breeches that would befit one who would be on a pirate ship. However, I am not. As my adventures have made it clear to me that ocean-going life makes me incredibly ill. I am a 4th level rogue.
All right, my darlings. Let's get at it. We start, as most adventures do, at the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. It is a medium busy day. You see adventurers are going in and out, getting quick drinks while either on jobs or between shifts, doing one adventure and managing their home life. What are you guys up to on this, we'll say it's a Thursday?
Well, if it's a Thursday, I'm at the bar because, I'm at the bar every day. But Thursdays in particular, I like a dark ale to start the morning. Is it morning?
It's 11:30-ish. It's just about to be afternoon.
So then I'm on my 3rd ale, and I'm doing just fine.
So they're getting served up cold and foamy. Just the perfect head. The FBK bar truly knows what they're doing. Cecil, Jade?
I'm also sitting at the bar. I'm just drinking a soda water, but I have it in a nice fancy glass with an umbrella in it because I wanted to feel fancy today. And I'm just going to take in all the sides because I'm so excited to be a fire-breathing kitten of my very own. Mm-hmm.
Jade is somewhat grumpy. She missed the 10 o'clock pickup for the care packages for her daughter, Adele, and son, Sasha, who are in college, and they need all of the dried seaweed they could want for their seaweed soups that they can only get, from their mom. Anyway, they'll get it with the pickup for tomorrow's mail. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And she's kind of upset at the time. She is 52 years old and her kids are in college, and she's like, they still need me to send them things.
I'm
still needed.
One of the best... Yeah.
You're a good mother.
You are a good mom.
Thanks. It's a day late, though.
I'm going to come on over to your table and say, hi, my name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I'm a fire-breathing kitten, and I was wondering, I was sitting at the bar, and I saw you, and you look like you maybe were going through some emotional problems right now, and I would like to come and join you, just so you can have some company. Would you like that?
I turned my completely black with no sclera eyes to you, like a monster out of a horror movie, with red skin and horns on my head, and I say, oh, I did not mean to appear to be in a bad mood. I apologize. No, everything is good. Sun is in the sky. My children are happy. It's nice to meet you. You said your name was Cecil?
Yes, my name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, of the Nickamore Canterburies.
I have heard of you. One time we were on the case because your very, very large mansion had been broken into.
Things like that happen. A lot.
Yes, we did not recover anything. I apologize for that. Who knows where it went?
I feel like the DM has left the game, and it's very difficult to improvise the entire thing all by ourselves.
It's true. But
Oh, here it comes now. I'm so glad. I was feeling very... Whew, I do believe I have the vapors.
hi, DM. We missed you.
Hi, sorry, my internet just farted.
Things went off the rails. We're so glad you're back.
Did you know that Cecil's house got broken into? But we, the Nicomoy police, were on the case. We recovered 0 objects. Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens. Who'd like to roll the recap for what happened so far?
I will roll. I got to 17.
That's very high. You can do the recap.
Oh, perfect. So, I was down in my third ale, which was made perfectly. Cecil was having a very fancy soda water in a very fancy glass, and he couldn't help but overhear how sad Jade was about missing the drop-off for the care packages because she cares about her children so much in college that Cecil was moved, and physically moved, to the table and tried to comfort her, and it was delightful. I'm still drinking, but I might pop in. And now you're caught up.
Awesome. Thank you. Should be good now. Well, there's no better way to feel fancy or get your mind off something, especially in an adventurer's life, than to do a quest. And that board is sitting there just waiting. You see Willie's there, staring at his spider friend, who is creating a pretty elaborate web.
Is Willie by the job board then?
He usually just stands there.
Oh. I'll raise a glass to him and say, "Hey, Willie!" And then I'll make my way over to the job board.
Cool. So you head over, Willie goes, "Oh, hello." And, goes back to looking up at the spider. You see that there are, fewer flyers than normal, because apparently everybody's trying to make some coin before the weekend. But there is one note that sticks out to you. You would just guess at a casual glance the reason this one's still there is because of the distance involved, and you would basically have to go out of town for the weekend. And that, that's no fun if you have plans. But it basically says that someone called the Patron commissioned art from a small art collective, and they have not delivered, have not responded, and no money was exchanged. So she's like, I don't think I got robbed here. This is just weird. So for just a simple 50 gold, just investigate what happened.
Well, that sounds good to me. I think I'll go with some friends. Hey, you two at the table. Would you like to go with me on this job?
Oh, wow. Are you talking to us, Mr. Enormous Man?
Oh, absolutely. You look like delightful folks. I don't think we've met before. Hi, I'm Skirmish.
Hi, Skirmish. My name's Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury.
Nice to meet you.
And I am Jade Rollin. I am entirely free, and my wife says that I need to get out of the house, so I will go with you.
Perfect. It looks like it's out of town. I hope that's not a problem.
I am retired. I can go travel. Why not RV the world?
It's fine with me. I have no plans this weekend because I was just going to stay home and maybe polish some more of my buttons on my pirate outfits. And I am working on designing a pirate-themed carriage.
Ooh.
That sounds pretty great.
Yeah, but this 50 gold would go a long way to helping me continue with the plan.
Well, all right. Well, looks like someone called a patron needs to get his or her art. It's not really sure if it's a he or a she or whomever.
You do see that there's a location of a art gallery, that's for payment and contact. Please, you can reach me at this location. And then the last like known whereabouts, sort of. Like, you have a general area that the patron thinks that the collective might be, which is near a small town, like we'll say most of a day's travel to the north near a forest. The town is called Errol, like Errol. And like it's small enough where you probably haven't heard of it unless you would like to make a check for any sort of deep knowledge. That was the last place that the patron had heard contact from them. And it was odd. The patron was like, they're out of town. But yeah, if you want to contact the patron first, they live in Nicomoy.
This does sound kind of like an interesting adventure. I've never been to this town, nor ever heard of it before. Do you guys think that we should get more information on this, or should we just head right out?
Let's go.
All right, yeah. Who cares what the patron is? I'm sure they're not shadowy.
I do not care what gender or race they are. They have money for us. Let's go adventuring. Worst case scenario, we take our camping supplies. We have wonderful marshmallows and a fire in the woods.
Perfect. All right.
Also, I think the O Collective is dead. So let's go find that out. Quickly. Why dilly-dally around when we can go find corpses? Let's go.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So will we be setting out on foot? Were you renting horses, carriage? Like, how would you like to go about this?
Well,
You see, it's
I
not
must say
connected
that
to
when-
any, railways or anything. So you would have to go some sort of overland travel.
Well, I'm very happy to rent us a carriage because I am used to traveling in a certain way, and so I want to make sure that I'm true to myself and I don't rough it too hard. Okay.
All right. Would it be okay if I sit by the window?
As long as I don't have to sit in the middle, that's fine with me. I don't do hump seats.
I'm picturing a carriage with like a front-facing and a back-facing seat inside, like the Shrek Onion carriage. That's an old reference, but right?
It's
Not that old.
It's not made of an onion, but it is. Yeah, that is exactly what it's like. And my footman Stanley can drive us.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Skirmish can sit on a bench all to themselves. Have two windows, Skirmish, and then
Oh my.
yeah. Is that
Yes.
how we're doing it? Okay.
Yes, we'll have to take the convertible because my friend here, I think you might be a little too large for the indoor carriage, but I think that'll be fine.
Oh, sorry. Well, thank you for considering me.
It's all right. You're a very, very large man, but I'm very excited because I've never met a person quite like you before.
Likewise. You
I
seem
think we're having another one of those times when the DM's not here, so let's talk about this. So what exactly are you? Could you let's explore that for a moment.
Oh, yeah, no problem. So I'm a Goliath. I'm from out of the country. I've only been here for a couple of years. And just exploring. Was in outside a dish shop for a while. And then I heard about the fire-breathing kittens. And it sounded so spectacular and fun. So I decided to join. And so far it's been nice. Lots of nice people and whatnot. What about yourself?
Oh, well, I recently left my home. My father is a bit overbearing and doesn't believe in me. He doesn't believe that I can be a pirate. And so I moved into the carriage house with my footman Stanley, and I live there now.
Why would you not be able to be a pirate? What would your father think would be stopping you?
Unfortunately, he has very stuck-up values and thinks that I should work in his shipwright business. And he also thinks that the stories, the old bean, the sailor who has a small alcohol problem, tells me stories, and he thinks that he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I think that is just rubbish. And old bean is very nice to me and always talks to me whenever I buy him a drink. Also, my father has noticed that when I stand on any kind of a ship or moving platform on the water, I do get quite ill. We actually had to put a warning on one of the episodes because my vomiting noises were so disgusting. I was very embarrassed about that.
Yeah, the sound editor bleeped them out. Don't worry.
As you guys swap backstories over the carriage ride out to Errol, you notice, like, you go from the relative stability of the lands around Nicomoy to sort of just, like, open farmlands. You see some, like, carcasses of things around, to classic Victorian, like, spooky village, where you're like, why do the trees all look like grasping hands? The weather just changed. Like, I see the sun there. Like, this weather pattern is not normal. Sad people holding lanterns, wearing dirty rags, and of course, a classic, like, large, flat, one-story villa upon a hill overlooking this town. You see a creaky wooden sign that almost squeals, labeling it as Errol.
Well, this place looks lovely. It looks a lot like my old village.
I feel like these people might really enjoy being introduced to color. I might make that my mission.
Are we doing an Addams Family thing where the more spooky, the more cool?
I'd say yes.
Oh, I mean, I'm the coolest one here because I've got black eyes and red skin and horns.
You're quite terrifying, not gonna lie.
Well, if I concentrate, my green eyes can glow when I get a little bit angry. That's something, I suppose.
Cecil, we need to make you more spooky so that you'll fit in. How can we do that to help you? Oh, let me see what I have in my kit. And I'm looking around.
No, thank you. I'd like to remain the amount of spooky that I am right now, which is 0.
How do you feel about a twirly mustache that you can twirl when you're thinking?
Seems a bit snide whiplashy to me.
True.
Although, I wouldn't mind having a nice long beard that I could stroke thoughtfully like this.
All right. We'll try to find you a beard.
Quest items. We shall search for beard and missing artists. And the day will be complete when we have found them both.
Noted. Quest list updated. That will pay 50 emotional gold for Cecil. You will get quite literally richer in spirit. Cool. So you guys, like, even as you were approaching, before you hit, like, what would have to be put in quotes as the main thoroughfare of this town, which is little more than an unpaved, muddy street separating 2 rows of sad buildings, you get the feeling like you should pop the top on the convertible carriage, and then, like, so you do have a moment inside if anybody would like to do a disguise kit before you emerge into town proper. I heard it was mentioned before, so I figured I'd just cede the option again.
I'm all right. Find extra clothing constricting.
Alrighty. So you exit from the carriage. You see, like, there's no sort of fancy names on any of the buildings. Just, like, shop, mortician, butcher, things like that. You do see one that says tavern.
Hey, look, there's a tavern. Let's go.
I agree. I'm parched from the road.
Yes, and after we have a beer, we should ask the mortician how many of the artists are dead. They will know.
That's very morbid of you.
No, I am investigating as a town guard. I often said, oh, this person is missing. You know where you should go, not the bar, the mortician.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
So, beer first.
So, cool. You guys enter into the tavern, and you get a, like, it looks equally as sort of depressing as the rest of the town, but you do get a sense of warmth and community here. There are, like, groups of people at tables, like, exchanging stories and, like, smiling, which, like, would come across as, like, raucous laughter. You just see a sad farmer, like, raise the corners of his cheeks up and go like, And, they're having a quote-unquote good time here. The bartender is a very tall elf who appears to be, like, pretty young. Like, maybe, like, it's questionable, like, is this person even old enough to drink alcohol? But they appear to be selling it, and then you think of elf ages, and you're like, I don't want to do the math.
I definitely don't like to do math, so that works for me. So you mentioned there were stories being told. I'd like to sidle up and listen to some stories and perhaps buy a few drinks for my new friends. Both the ones from the carriage and the ones that are already sitting here.
Awesome. Does anyone want to break apart or go with Skirmish?
I'll contribute 1 gold towards the round buying that I'm sure will cost a little bit of money. So I'll pitch in. It sounded like Skirmish wanted to buy a round for the bar.
Correct.
I would give you 2 gold pieces.
All right. Well, let's find out how much it is. You might be buying the whole bit. I don't mind contributing.
Yeah. I don't know the value of money.
Agreed.
Jade, you have college-age children.
Well, city prices are so different than way out in the country prices. Sometimes you're like, I should pay $20 for this pretzel. And then you go into the country and they're like, wow, $20 for a pretzel?
True. I took it as you just
nice
never learned the value of money. Just sort of dodged it, like me in geometry. I don't know. Okay, and then Cecil, you got anything on your docket?
No, I'm just excited to have a drink. I'm going to have a soda water with a twist of lime, please. I asked the bartender very nicely, and I sit next to my new friend Skirmish, and I listen in on all the interesting stories that these sad farmer people are telling.
Cool. So let me get perceptions from both of you then. They don't appear to be talking in hushed tones. So, this seems reasonable enough to listen in. They're just kind of talking regular volume.
I got an 8.
I only got a 7, so I did not even do as good as my friend.
So, you guys, come up, sit down at a table, kind of, look over, and, about the second time you kind of, just involuntarily turn your head to get a better sort of ear angled at the conversation. You look out of the corner of your eye and you see one of the people at the table is just staring at you, leans over, and the only thing you hear goes, "Is that guy eavesdropping on us?" And he goes and then they sort of change topics and talk a little quieter. You don't seem to be getting anything meaningful from them.
How close are we to these people?
I'll say maybe 6-7 feet away. You're just sort of across, a bar, at the adjacent table. They don't seem super off-put, but they did notice your attempts at listening.
Oh, well, I will go ahead and grab those drinks from the bar and walk over to this table and say, "Hello, we're from out of town and we'd like to buy you some drinks."
Give me a persuasion check, please.
Oh. Natural 20, 23.
You see, one of them, just a human farmer. He has his hair up above a cap, dirt kind of on his face, but he did appear to, wash his hands before he came in. Smiles, reasonably wide at you and goes, "Oh, you're a big fella. You ever think about doing farm work? Sit down."
Oh, yeah, for sure. Used to do potato farming back in my village.
I knew it. He looks at the guy across the table from him and goes, "Farmer." And, the rough-looking dwarf goes, "Yep, farmer." The farmers look at you and go, "Is that what brings you into town, farming?"
Well, not necessarily. We're looking for, do you know any artists in the town? A collective of them, perhaps?
A very pointed hush goes over the bar. And,
oh, no, they died. I knew it.
The people at the table with you kind of not go pale like they see a ghost, but they're like you get the distinct feeling like you've made a faux pas for some reason.
It's too soon. How could you ask about some now?
They're like, no artists in this town. And like, the low hum of a restaurant sort of returns to the tavern.
All right. So if I wanted to dabble in a bit of art, where could I go to learn such a skill? I heard this was the place.
Hey man, shut up about art. And he like gets down kind of low on the table and looks at you with like wide eyes.
Sorry. Should I call it something else? Like stew? Do you know where I could do some stew?
Give me another persuasion check. I would normally say disadvantage, but this is that last bit of your crit, like that shine wearing off.
Wait. I'm going to, Cecil is going to help your action by looking and giving puppy dog eyes to these poor farmer people.
All right.
All right, so take that at advantage if you like.
So I got a 19. Thank you for the help. Otherwise, it would have been a 6.
My puppy dog eyes have charmed many a person. Mm-hmm.
So he looks at you and just kind of shakes his head, and as he's shaking his head, he sees Cecil giving him puppy dog eyes, and it's just like, all right, if you want to have dinner, feel free to come by my farm later. I'll go. I know a good recipe for stew, but I don't know if we'll be able to cook it for you.
Sounds good, and I give a huge wink.
You're also physically very large, so like it's a massive wink. Like you hear just like a clack of eyelids snapping together.
At the same time that's happening, I make the A-OK symbol with my hand, and I do an exaggerated wink as well while elbowing my friend.
You see somebody who's just like eating a bowl of soup, kind of like looks up because they just get, what's that clacking sound? And with that, the guy at the table is like, all right, I'm going to finish my beer, okay? Thank you.
All right, well, we'll be on our way. Just let us know when you're leaving. We'll follow you.
Just come down after sunset. It's, he points out like a farm through a window. He goes, it's the Turnip farm. So if you see turnips, you're in the right spot.
Perfect.
Cool. Jade, did you have anything you were up to while Skirmish was getting down with the locals?
I was exchanging my money for smaller denominations, and now I can buy country things.
Okay, so you just have been talking to the bartender, getting change, and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, and I bought everybody around. How much was that?
Oh, he's like, it's like a copper. Most of our ale here is subsidized by the DuBois family, so.
This sounds so nice. Wow, subsidizing ale. If only I had that where I come from.
Make an insight check as he like looks down at you and goes like, yes, we love the DuBois.
11?
You know, like, you're a town guard. You're pretty good at telling when someone's lying, and you're just like, you don't get like a deep insight to like why he's lying, but you know, like, something seems fishy about like them basically giving the town free booze, and then him faking general like affection towards them.
Knowing that something's fishy but not knowing what, I would like to... Part of my town guard ability, I have only one ability for being a town guard, but it's kind of useful. It is that I can... Watcher's Eye. My experience in enforcing the law and dealing with lawbreakers gives you a feel for local laws and criminals. Do I feel... I can easily find the local outpost of a watch or a similar organization and just as easily pick out the dens of criminal activity in a community, although I'm more likely to be welcome in the former locations rather than the latter. I am suspicious that the reason why the DuBois family is not liked is because, much like the mafia, the village is kind of paying them for protection, and then the DuBois is like subsidizing the alcohol to be like, that's right, we protect you, love us. And then the village is like, no, don't burn down our houses. So my Watcher's Eye question is, do I feel like the DuBois are a den of criminal activity in the community, or like lawbreakers?
Short answer, no. But you would get a ping off this ability, because if they are the power in the region, they just make up laws that then, they can pick and choose what laws go into effect. So they're not breaking laws, but something might be fishy in the laws that do exist.
Oh. Oof.
So, even, again, you're like, there is something very fishy about this whole situation here.
All right. And then I spend my 1 copper, which I don't even have. That's several decimal places over. So I'm going to subtract off 1 gold to denote that it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, or sometimes I'll just use a plus sign.
All right. And then I come back to my friends and I'm like, hey guys, I know how to spend my pension.
I have to go to the local real estate.
I'm moving here. Wife, I found a good Florida for us to move to. My wife still works. She's like, no.
I'm not commuting from a spooky village because ale is a nickel.
Oh, but Danny.
I wonder if paint is not subsidized and it's super expensive, and that's why all the houses look so sad, because they can't buy paint.
I think we should open a paint store, a mobile paint store, a paint mobile.
I like it.
We can buy paint in Nicomoy where it is cheap, and then we can drive it out here, fill up on gas, drink lots of soda water, and sell them paint, and make the village pretty again.
We can also transport some of this ale back to Nicomoy so our travels are, paid for. I mean, I'm not an economics major or anything, but sounds like a good idea.
Buy low, sell high, we win.
We would just really need to make sure that we clean the barrel in between, and I think we could have a sustainable kind of a business here. This is something that my daddy would say that we should do, so if you want, I can put you guys in touch with him after this.
All right.
All right, and that's our
Jade.
session. They retire and become ale salesmen. For the last time, we were joined by...
I meant to tell Jade about our conversation about quote-unquote stew, which is what they call art here. So just call it stew and you'll fit in. And there's a farmer that's going to tell us all about it at sunset at his farm.
Wow, you guys have investigated so well. Good job, teammates. It is only about... Oh, what time is it right now? It's been like a day. It was 11 and then we traveled for a day.
It's just about sunset. You could probably hit up one more location on Main Street, and then make it to his house for dinner, if you would so choose.
So, do we go to the Mortician or the butcher to pick up some meat to take with us to show up to dinner?
Is the butcher and the mortician right next to each other? Because I feel like that is just a little weird.
Oh, in this creepy little town, they absolutely are. They're actually connected by a shared freezer.
No, no.
I say we don't buy any meat while we're here.
It makes more sense for the air conditioning. There's an interior wall.
No. No.
Just
Maybe
bring a nice
we should...
fruit basket.
Yes, a fruit basket. Okay. As D&D characters, we can do survival to go collect mushrooms or fruit, right?
Yes.
I actually brought with me some supplies because I thought that something like this might happen. I'm willing to share my dinner, and Stanley will, I have to adjust.
Well, that's so nice of you, Cecil.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's no problem.
I have these packed bento-style lunchboxes that my wife prepared for me.
Cool. So did you guys want to stop anywhere?
The Mortician, I think. That's what Jade was talking about.
Cool. So, you enter into the Morticians. You see that there is a female halfling in sort of like a black, like simple dress, like almost like think of like the Mortician's tuxedo, or not tuxedo, a Mortician suit in like a cowboy movie. It's just that very simple black and white. She does have colored eyeshadow on and a very fun hairdo. It's like lots of rings that kind of like cascade down in like a big ponytail. She appears to be like chewing tobacco, and she like spits out a big wad when you come in, and she goes, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Somebody die?"
Can I ask a question quick? Is the whole town like black and white? Like, do I feel like I've stepped into a black and white movie, or is it just depressing?
Somber. I mean, you don't know if it's the weather, but I would say it's more of a filter than like a lack of color. But also you see that like it is just raw wood. They don't appear to do anything to decorate the town at all. Everything is function over form. There's not even like a simple wall hanging or even any adornment on like the shop signs, to the level of them just being called shop, tavern.
So no wall hangings. No stew anywhere in the town.
No stew.
That's interesting. Does anybody want to talk to this Mortician? Not a big fan. Death dealers.
Sure. I can talk to them. They are a female halfling Mortician with black Mortician suit, colored eyeshadow, ring cascade with a very fun hairdo, and chews tobacco gross. Alright, so I will say, hello, I am Jade. I have come from Nicomoy to the south.
Oh, Nicomoy. I've always wanted to go.
You should. We are having the NikaCon in a few weeks. It is a convention. It's very fun.
Oh.
Do you have anything fun in this town? I am new to here. I am a traveler. I am a pensioner. I'm retired. These are my friends. What do you do here for fun?
Oh, geez. I don't know. I like to do my makeup. Sometimes I'll go to the library and, look at the book. Tobacco helps kill time and helps against the smell of the corpses. So that's kind of fun. I do that. What do you do?
Oh, they must be so stinky. Do you have many corpses right now?
I mean, right now, there's one guy in the back I gotta process, but, like, it's gonna be such a job. He's, like, 7 feet tall. She kind of, like, looks over at Skirmish and is like, yeah, I would hate to deal with your body.
Thanks?
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, no, he was just a farmer. He died of a heart attack, I think. Worked too hard in the fields.
That is so tragic. Do you have many heart attacks, or what else happens in this town? I am so curious, being a tourist, please, if you do not mind.
Well, like, we don't have, like, a ton of, like, people around here. I don't know if you noticed, so, like, we don't have that many corpses, and all the travelers just go up to the manor, and, like, I guess they must have a doctor up there or something, because, you know, they don't really come down to the town for help.
Oh, that is really interesting. So they do not, like, for example, sign up in advance, because it is so reassuring to know where your body is going to go. Do you sell grave plots in advance, perhaps to the manor, or, you know, offer discounted service? Surely there is no rival mortician in town, so they must only purchase their plots from you, yes?
Well, I mean, like, I don't really do so much the grave digging. I just sort of, like, get the bodies ready for showings and things like that. Usually people in this town bury people on their, like, family land. So it's more they take care of their own stuff. Plus, like, look at me. I can't work a shovel. And she, like, laughs and spits.
Oh, yes. Me too. I can definitely work a shovel, but I'm like, oh, yes, yes. So then everyone who dies in this town, their body gets processed by you, no?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Everybody.
Oh, wow. You are such a service to this town. They must be so grateful to have you. Other than this farmer that died of a heart attack, who else have you processed? I'm so curious about your job. Wow.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, baby. That's why I built this character.
Yeah, there we go.
Now I have to do math. Why was I drinking? What's 17 plus 6, guys? Here's a calculator.
23.
Yeah.
So you nail it.
What kind of wizard are you doing that so fast? Dang.
She looks at you and goes,
All right, Stephen Hawking.
I'm sorry, my name is Texas Instruments. Please. You can call me T.I. for short, as long as that's not taken by anyone. Okay, so she goes, like, looks at you, kind of rolls her eyes and gives you, like, a sly smile and goes, like, are you buttering me up? Do you need body parts? Are you a mage? You can tell me.
All right. So my character is a lesbian. I'm going to say she's just flirty and cool, and girls like her. And I'm going to be like, I have never met a mortician before. It's fascinating.
Well, I mean, it pays the bills, but if I'm going to be honest, this isn't what I want to do.
No. Have you ever thought of coming to Nicomoy? But you would leave all these people behind, and your recent cases, are they all wrapped up?
I mean, aside from that guy in the back, but no, you get it. Like, I can't leave these people without a mortician. Otherwise, we'll get wild animals picking at stuff in the ground. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I should stay. I don't know. Sometimes the people who come through town are kind of interesting, so.
Yes, if you left them, they would be so destitute. I mean, just think of the people in the last month that wouldn't have been helped without you.
All right. Well, look, I'll tell you the same thing I told that creep up on the hill when he sent down that weirdo. 15 gold a pound. No more, no less.
I don't know what I just did. I'm scared.
She thinks... Well, give me an insight check.
Okay, I've been trying to get out who died in the last month for the past, 5 minutes. I'm not trying to do anything else. Oh no, I'm doing an insight check. Why am I so bad at that? 5. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, like she said, the only guy who's died in the past month is the one that's in the back right now.
Okay. In the past month? Oh, dang.
Yeah, and so that means any travelers who came through recently would have gone up to the manor and not come back down.
Huh. But they weren't probably the artist collective. I don't know. Okay, all right, less out of character, more in character. So my very confused, very married lady feels like she was trying to just get information on a person, feels like she might have accidentally flirted with a person, backs off hard, and is like, well, if you are ever in Nicomoy, my wife, Alice, and I, we would love to be a host family for you. We have out-of-town guests all of the time. We have a guest bedroom now that our children have gone to college. You can visit at any time. Ask for me at the Fine Boys and Kittens Guildhall.
If you or Alice need any spell components, and she winks and, nods towards the back where the bodies are, I will be sure to stop by and bring some spell components with me. Remember, 15 gold a pound.
No! I'm very scared and sad and I want to leave.
Yeah, so... Oh, go ahead, but you get the distinct feeling she was not flirting with you. She thought you were buttering up the mortician like bad wizards do.
No!
I'm sorry. I mean... She is a little bit specious, and you're, a devilkin.
Hey.
She just assumed.
I mean...
But go ahead, Cecil. You were saying?
I'm sorry. I have some questions. I was wondering if I could ask you. I noticed a moment ago that you said that your library had a book. And I felt that is deserving of a callback. So if you would, please expound on that. By the way, my name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance.
Lovely to meet you as well. My name is Trish. Ever since the DuBois bought the library, they moved most of the books, except for one, up to their manor for refurbishing before they bring them back down. And it's been like 6 years, so we've kind of given up hope on that one. But we're also not allowed to buy new books without having them refurbished first. So, I don't know.
If I may, what is the book that you have access to in the library currently?
A History of Axes.
Is that the one by and I'm gonna roll a deception here, I hope, and so see if I can bluff my way into thinking that this is that I know what that book is. And I got a 19.
Oh, maybe it's a different edition, but yeah, no, I think she does that thing where she also doesn't know the person who like wrote it, but is pretending like she knows and doesn't know you don't know either. So it's just like, yeah, I that's the one.
Wow, that is coincidental. I do have that in my home library, but it does contain more than one book. I also have a few other questions because I feel like you have really dropped a few bombs on us, and we've just kind of moved right by them because there was so much sexual tension in the room just a moment ago. I'm so glad that that's dissipated because I'm basically a eunuch. Anyway, why are there so many travelers coming to this town that go to the mansion? That does seem suspicious to me, and I was hoping that you could perhaps, as the mortician of this town, shed a little light on that.
Well, I don't really know because usually they don't show up and have any need for me, but I have seen a lot of them through the window when they're headed up, and they seem really cool. I kind of borrowed some of the style that I've seen from them, but like, I don't know, I'm not like that. I'm just a simple mortician, you know. I'm just having a little fun trying to liven up my sad days.
So would you say they're artistic then?
She like does like a double take looking around the room and like puts a finger to her lips. She goes, I don't know, I mean, maybe.
So just one of them then.
I'm sorry. What he meant to say was, do those people, are they statistic?
Oh, right, sorry. Statistic.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at you with a face of utmost confusion.
Darling, we are new in town and very confused. Very, very confused. Why is it just us here alone with you in this quiet, hopefully not associated with spiritual shop or connected with them in any way, mostly sound isolated area. Now that we are alone and you can explain to us, poor, simple travelers, why is it that no one here talks about out?
She's like, all right, here, come into the freezer with me.
I really don't want to, but I do.
I feel like this seems like a bad idea, and I'm going to go on record right now about saying that out loud.
Well, I like the cold, so I'll gladly join you in the freezer.
I'm going to come, but as I go, I'm going to... Can I use my sleight of hand to wedge something in between the door so that it cannot shut on us and kill us all inside?
Yes, you can. Please roll sleight of hand.
I like how one of the reasons you're concerned about this is because this has been a legitimate cause of death of a character in Fire Breathing Kittens in the past. Like, listen to the episode Dinner Party, everybody.
I rolled a 15.
It's in the training manual now. It's listed, and everyone's like, "What? Wait, walking into."
Did you not read the welcome packet? I'm sorry. I went over that
It was
thoroughly.
rather long. I didn't really bother.
Excellent. So what'd you get on your sleight of hand?
I rolled a 15.
All right, very solid. So you just pick up, like, she has, like, a solid pair of, like, pliers or something on her desk. Well, I'll say, like, a big, like, a hammer for, like, cracking bones and stuff. And you can just sort of wedge it in the door jamb so it doesn't close all the way.
Yes, the
She
bone
walks
hammer.
in.
Mm-hmm.
You see, indeed, there's a dead guy on a slab. You guys walk in. She sort of like pulls you in close and goes, "Look, any art has to go up to the DuBois Manor. And if the art is good, the artist has to go with it. And it's a nice manor. They're rich people. Supposedly everyone's up there happy. But if you get too flashy around here, you get an invitation to the mansion. Maybe you don't get to see your family again. But again, the DuBois are great and they protect us." She kind of says like a little bit extra loud.
Well, that's nice of them, I say, also quite loud.
Wow, I really am glad that we are living here in this area, Arrow, under the benevolent watch of the DuBois family.
Yes.
Let's leave, guys. We should leave. These people seem crazy.
But at least we know that the artist, since I believe we are free to speak here in this potentially fatal freezer area, now we know that the artist have not been permanently claimed by the cold embrace of the freezer of death, but rather by the warm and cheerful embrace of the lovely DuBois family. So although they have gone somewhere else that they have cannot return from, they are not dead. They are simply being pampered and treated well in a mansion. Now we know, and we can go back to Nicomedia and tell her.
Well, I've got a question. Are either of you any good at stew? Because if so, we might get an invitation to the manor. That might be kind of nice.
Well, yes. In a way. So I have studied theater and ballet and art my whole life under the tutelage of my mumsy, who is quite skilled in those matters. And so, yes, I can perform. I understand about art history and criticism. Sure.
Excellent. Well, perhaps after we talk to the farmers about what's going on as well, we can have a ballet, a performance, and, who knows?
I think what I'd like to do, if it's all right with you, sir, Giant Man, is an aerial acrobatics with on the silk line.
That sounds delightful.
I have a routine in mind.
Perfect. I'll help you as however you want.
Luckily, I always carry my silk with me. So I'm ready to go at any time. You just let me know and I will hang it up from any height above 25 feet.
I shall be your safety spotter. If you fall from the sky, I will get you and you will be unarmed.
That's very wonderful. I appreciate that.
And you're not sure if I said unarmed, like you lost your arm from the fall, or unharmed?
Or perhaps you took my weapons away while I was plummeting to the earth.
Oh, man. Horrible double arm rip by Silk Line. Cool. So you guys have a rough plan in place. You have your fancy carriage parked on the street. The Mortician is kind of like, moving towards the door, like, I think we might be good talking in my place of business about this for the time being.
Well, I don't have any more questions for this lady. Thank you. I don't know if you two do.
No.
No, I
All
think
right.
I'm all set.
Would you like to go see the farmers then? Farmers? Oh, can't say that word.
I'm a bit peckish, so I think it would be wonderful if they could provide us with a nice meal. We should bring them a bottle of wine, but I suppose probably not a wine store here. Let's just go.
Well, that is what etiquette dictates.
I have some in my rations. I assume that I drink 1 bottle a day, right?
Oh, yeah, I suppose
I'm
that.
retired.
Yeah, and I have some in the carriage, actually, then come to think of it.
I couldn't have picked more prepared party members. This is fantastic.
It says rations on my sheet, and I'm interpreting that to mean...
Bottle of wine.
Sure.
Although I've moved to the carriage house, my family is rather wealthy, so I do have sort of a you might call it a wine cellar that I can draw upon.
It was originally like a converted dungeon, but
We're carrying like bento box lunch, bottle of wine, we got Skirmish, Cecil. What are we all carrying as we... Oh, wait, no. We got to do the art performance. We're not heading up with food. We're changing plans. We're doing a ribbon show. Ribbon dance.
We might want to find out what these people know. And it's getting to be about sunset. Is that an appropriate time to do a ribbon show? I don't know. Cecil, you'd probably know best as far as when a good time would be.
Well, if you do it over firelight, of course, it's very dramatic. The shadows add to the show. It's an aerial silk performance where I hang this long piece of silk up in the air, and then I use my legs and torso and arms and things to hang on it, twist around, and do all kinds of crazy stunts in the air. It's very amazing, and I do it set to music. I have it here on this. Stanley has it with him on a small music player, fantasy music player.
Well, you have one of them portable bards. That's great.
Yes, it's
Bard in a box.
Bard in a box. Thank you. It's my Bard in a box.
Nice. Well, I could be like a barker and invite everyone in the town to come and watch.
We have a plan. One of us will climb up a ribbon and do fancy dances. The other one will get the crowd to show up, and we have me on safety. I will make sure that you are unarmed. Let's go.
I touch my arms. I hold them kind of close to my body, and I'm like, yes, unarmed. Kind of looking at Jade.
Cool. So then let's get a performance check. So are we skipping dinner at the farmer's house?
Oh, no, it's sunset, so we're going to do that now. And then when it's dark, we're going to buy firelight. Do the ribbon show.
Perfect. So then you guys head out with your bentos and your wines and things like that, out to not like the edge of town, but farther away from like the main street, where there's a little more room to actually own and operate a farm. You see the turnips that denote this is the turnip farmer's house, and approach the door. The building is in line with the rest of the town, very simple, one-floored wooden building.
I suppose I'll go ahead and knock.
Awesome.
Hello, it's us with the stew. Wink, flatter.
You hear like a rustling from inside. The farmer comes out. You see he's changed into like some non-work clothes, just a simple like sackcloth tunic and like loose like hemp pants. He goes, "Oh, come in. I lit a fire. It's a casserole, no stew, but feel free to grab a plate if you're hungry." And he closes the door, locks it, pulls the shades, and then sort of just like takes a position like with his back against the wall next to the fire, like motions to the table for you to sit, and goes like, "All right, so what's going on? You don't seem like regular travelers."
Here is some wine.
Oh, thanks. He goes and gets mugs for everyone, puts them on the table, and pours like a very, like almost like half a bottle into one of his, and then gets back up to his position against the wall.
I open up the small case that I have with me where it has a crystal cut goblet, and I pull it out, and I put it down on the table, and I swirl the wine that he has done half of a bottle of, and I pour it gently into my cup, and I smell it nicely and swirl it in the glass before tasting it.
It's lovely.
I know.
Wine is a bit like a woman. Intoxicating, and the best ones are full-bodied.
He just kind of raises an eyebrow, turns to Jade, and goes, all right.
Is this what?
What are you guys doing here?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry. So we're here. We're with the fire-breathing kittens, and you may have heard of us. We're adventurers, and we've been hired to find out what's happening to artists in this town. Apparently, there was a collective. We spoke at the bar about it, and you were very hush-hush about it. So we called it stew instead. That's why I said stew. So we're looking for stew makers, if you will, and they're not here. But we did hear they're up at the manor, perhaps with the DuBois family. That's all we know. If you have any more information, we'd like to help them and help you if we can.
He goes, oh, the 3 rabbits came through about, what, a couple weeks ago, maybe? Week or 2? Yeah. It does fit the description. You're looking for 3 bunny people, 2 men and a woman. And, you have rough physical descriptions of them. But it roughly fits your timeline, and he, was like, oh, the bunny people? Yeah, they came into the tavern, got a quick drink. They were getting a lot of looks from the town folk. We stay away from stew. Here we're just trying to eke a life out, in the forest here. Not trying to get caught up in all that DuBois nonsense. But they got an invitation, so I guess they went up. And haven't seen them down here since.
I'm sorry, but did you say talking bunny people?
Mm-hmm. They were 5 to 6 foot tall, large, had the head of the rabbits, body of a humanoid, body covered in hair. Bunny people.
That is excellent. Okay, I say that we find these bunny people. This tickles me.
Well, if they're anywhere, they're up at the manor.
What are the DuBois people, the DuBois family like? Could you describe them for me? They seem sort of to be philanthropists, because I do notice that they have sponsored the local ale in the tavern. And my family as well does much charity work. But I don't know that we run in the same circles. Could you explain who are the DuBois?
Well, they're mysterious. They showed up, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago maybe. Built that manor up on the hill. They never come down. I understand it's 2 brothers, I think. And always been obsessed with art. But in the last couple months, things have been, changing. More and more artists coming to town. And even some of the local artists, some real amateurs, guys who just, would carve bowls and things like that. They started getting invitations up to the town. And now we're left with the most uncreative people that our town could produce.
Has anyone ever said no to an invitation?
I mean, he kind of motions out the window to the sad state of the town, and then up to the hill where there's this glowing, beautiful manor. And it's eventually we kind of figured out that you don't come back, but who would say no to, a warm bed and a nice meal? But no, generally
sad.
people don't say no.
Do you feel like performance art, like a beautiful dance by an elegant young man, would that be considered art by this DuBois family?
He kind of shrugs his shoulders and goes it sounds like a dance to me. But even without an insight check,
All right.
You're talking to a rural farmer who maybe does not have the highest opinion of the arts in general, who's been living in a town without art for at least 10, 15 years. So, he might not have the best opinion.
Well, have you ever seen a ribbon dance before?
I cannot say I have, no.
Would you like to see one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have anything very tall that we can hang a ribbon from?
There's a maple tree in the back.
That would be wonderful. Cecil, I will climb up the maple tree and attach the ribbon for you.
Thank you. I'll have Sandy fix the hardware.
I have a 16 strength, so I'm probably best suited to tree climbing, but I'm also wearing chainmail, so there's a question. Does that help you with your tree climbing to weigh 260 pounds?
Gotta go rules as written on this one. If it doesn't say in the mechanics that it gives disadvantage on athletics, we're not gonna worry about it.
Excellent. I shimmy up that tree, right? Do I roll an athletics check?
Yeah.
I'll spot you.
That sounds like a help action.
22 overall. Do I climb the tree?
Oh yeah, this is not even, it's like an afterthought. You just see the branch you need to get to and then hut, make it up there and tie off the ribbon.
Can I jump from it?
Yeah, and you have the ribbon, so like it's a safe enough, like,
Yeah, I slide down the ribbon to the ground. Awesome. I needed to exercise. I had just been standing for a while, and you know when you're like, I need to exercise and itchy for exercise. I feel better now.
In theory.
All right. Cecil, I will catch you.
I do not understand that, no. Never felt that in my life, but anyway.
Yeah, when you're just like, my blood's not flowed recently. I need to really get my... No?
I like my blood still. My blood
I keep my blood as still as possible.
Oh, no.
My resting heart rate's like 40.
That's what happens if you exercise a lot.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. So.
Well,
Well, why do all that work to get to 40 if you're already there?
That's what I'm saying. Doing something right.
I slide down the rope. I put my hands up at the bottom and I gesture to you to climb up. I will catch you. Go ahead and get your ribbon.
Before you do that,
Yeah.
let me go down to the main road and get everybody to come watch.
Okay. Cecil and I will light fires, right, Cecil?
Yes.
Tiki torches?
No, I'm sorry. So, here we go. So, the rope is here, and I put like a little X of tape on the floor. And then I march forward about 5 paces. And then this is where I draw another X on the floor. And then say, okay, we're going to need to put a small fire here. And then that will be enough. And then I'll show you where to put the other ones. And then I start marking off places all around the camp so that we get this dramatic lighting effect that I'm going for.
Ooh, fancy.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody, come look at this.
What?
It's a cool dance. Everybody's doing it.
The Charleston?
Even cooler.
Oh wow, if it's cooler than Charleston, it can't be so good. So you see the town starts murmuring and headed over to the turnip farmer's hut.
I take Stanley's Bartender box, and I take the Bartender box from Stanley, my footman, and I say, thank you, sir. And I set it to play the introductory song on a loop until it's time to start the performance. Do any of y'all have magic spells?
Well, only when I rage, apparently, and I don't really have control over it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that there would be some way that we could dim the house lights, which would be the fires, I guess, in this case, because that's all we have. But if not, I mean, we will press on.
I can stand in front of them.
Yes, we do have ways to put out the lights other than with magic.
No, just we want to dim them so that they know the show's about to begin. And that would be the cue to change the music, but we'll work through it.
I take my shield and I just kind of like dim the light with the shield. It's a metal shield.
That'll work.
I get into my place and I give Stanley the go ahead. And I'm assuming because I'm being helped with all of this by safety and a caller that I have advantage on this roll. Would that be correct, Ian?
Yeah, that's safe to say.
Because they are helping me. All right. Here we go. All right. Well, I rolled a 24 because I rolled a natural 20 and then added 4 to it. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
Why?
The classical music fades up and crescendos while my body paints a picture of an amazing love between two people. You can hear as the oboe corresponds with the violin and viola section and crescendos into an orgasmic dance of me up and down the silk, gestating, dancing with only my toes holding me at one point, and I roll up and down and captivate the audience in the dramatic firelit evening.
It is truly beautiful. We'll say
like
even
sweating
so far,
and hanging by my knee, and I'm like sweating, and I'm like with my arms spread, like panting.
So the crowd cheers, throws like copper pieces to you because they don't really mess with gold, but like they pay you, like tip you, of course.
Ow, copper! Ow! It hurts.
They're just whipping coins at you.
My skin.
Yeah. No, I heard artists like it. The harder you throw, that means you like it more.
Not all of us.
So as the crowds begin to dissipate, and like people are going off with your name hot on their lips, you see that there is like a roughly 4.5 foot tall, appears to be humanoid, like the chest and sort of build of a man, but the head of a potted plant. They hold a small dagger made of of glass in their hand and extend it out to
what?
you. Of glass. It's like a perfectly glass dagger.
Well, hello. May I help you?
I'd like to stand in front of Cecil just to, protect the talent.
It is
Brody.
passing it handle first. Like, Cecil's meant to take it, not like pointy side out.
Okay. Oh, I think you have a gift, sir.
Oh. Do you want me to sign this? That's fine. Hold on. I have my own pen with me for just such an occasion, and I pull one right out of my unitard, and then I sign the dagger for him, and I hand it back to him.
Cool.
There you go.
So as you take the dagger to sign it, as soon as it touches your hand, it explodes into a swarm of crystalline butterflies, which form out the words, "Art is a journey, and a journey is not art." And then they flutter up to the mansion, and just a small number of them are floating around sort of like behind you near your shoulders, almost like trying to nudge you towards the mansion.
Oh my. That is true. Let me write that down. Could you please say that one more time? What it spells out?
Art is a journey, and a journey is not art. And
excellent. That's
seemingly, as everyone kind of looks at this weird thing that's happening around them, the potted plant person is gone.
This seems interesting.
Was that an invitation?
Now, Skirmish, I'm just gonna ask, just before we get into that, did you see a potted plant person give me a dagger that then turned into butterflies and asked me to go on a journey about art?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I did.
All right, that's good. I feel much better now. Did you also see that, Jade?
Oh, yes? Was that abnormal?
Good. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we're still in the same shared reality.
Well, we did all drink the same ale, so it was subsidized. I'm a little concerned.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how ale is supposed to taste as I don't. Yes, sir.
Can we just all roll for ergot poisoning real quick?
What's the difficulty on that?
No.
I cannot be poisoned, right?
No, that was just a riff. You guys are fine.
Your paladin friend is looking at you, freaking out, having like a trip. Like, what are my friends doing? No, I'm kidding.
You guys
You
are
bulls are
weird.
huge.
Oh, I know. I try to expend 5 of my pool of hit points from being a paladin on you to undo any poisoning that affects you. This is called Lay on Hands. You can expend 5 hit points from your pool of healing to cure the target of one disease or neutralize one poison affecting it. So I give you a slap on the shoulder, and I'm just like, you are fine. You are not poisoned. I guarantee it. You have my guarantee.
I guess I feel good about that.
So would you like to go to the manor?
Well, it does seem a bit like a trap, but these butterflies are quite insistent, and I do hate to disappoint crystal things that tell me where to go. It just seems very fair-like.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've never seen bunny people. Talking bunnies sounds spectacular.
There's also the matter of the talking bunny people. I do enjoy meeting people of all different kinds of races, and I like to learn about different cultures, and I've met many kinds of people. Today it was wonderful to meet you, Mr. Goliath, but the bunny person is very, very high on my list. Cute. Is it racist to say
Totally
that they're
understand.
cute?
No
I don't
problem.
know. Okay.
What do you think, Jade?
I'm really resisting the Alan Z Doctor Who reference, you guys. I'm trying to say let's go in English every time. But Alan Z! And I head towards the manor.
Cool.
Do you want to take his carriage?
Yeah.
It was very comfortable.
I head into the carriage to head toward the manor. There we go.
Oh, perfect.
Stanley, make all haste for the manor, please. Thank you. This is very exciting.
Cool. So, surrounded by crystal butterflies, your carriage makes the winding path up the hill overlooking town. As you get closer and closer, the tree line breaks, and you are shown a beautiful one-story manor house. You hear the sounds of music playing, laughter, and dancing coming from inside. The carriage comes to a sort of rolling stop. You see the manor before you, and as the doors slowly open on their own, we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
So, this time, we were joined by Cecil,
Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury signing off, y'all.
Jade,
Alan Z.
and of course, Skirmish, who I think has a little note for the listeners after his exit.
Well, I do. So first, that was my first time in a carriage, and it was fantastic. Second, I do have a note for all you people out there listening to us. If you would be so kind as to leave us a review, it would really help us. And you know what? You could tell a friend, maybe more than one friend, and spread the good news of this podcast, Fire Breathing Kittens, FBK for short. And we would adore a 5-star review. But even if you do a 1-star review, maybe we'll read it on air. Your message can go out to everyone. So please tell everyone you know, listen, review. It would all do us a great favor. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye.
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 We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes.com. If you leave us a review, we'll read it on air. It's fun listening to the words of your review get read by the characters you know and love, so go to iTunes.com and leave us a review today. Can you think of someone who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. Is their birthday coming up? A special anniversary? Would you like us to wish them a happy day on your behalf? You can arrange for us to read your shout-out on air at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com through our partnership with the website Buy Me a Coffee. Do you enjoy reading books? You can find paperbacks and ebooks based on our adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, that part's all one word, podcast. The authors do a great job of adapting the stories into fun novels. We also have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Imagine owning a notepad with the Fire Breathing Kitten logo on the front, or a t-shirt with one of your favorite characters. And lastly, I'd like to take a moment to sincerely thank all of you. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through the support of listeners like you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Fire-Breathing Kittens. I hope you enjoyed your break. We know we did. And just in case you forgot who we are, we're joined by Cecil.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I'm very excited to be here for this adventure.
Skirmish.
Skirmish Killington here.
And Jade.
Hello.
I'm going to roll on a d4. Boo, boo, boo. It's going to be... Cecil, you might give us a little recap action, as short or as long as you like.
All right, no problem. So me, Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, my friend Jade, and my other friend Skirmish Killington, we all took a job that was on the Fire-Breathing Kittens board back in our headquarters. And if we went north to a city called Errol, which is near a forest. And we were looking for some people who had made some art for someone in the city named the Patron, who we decided just wasn't worth investigating at all. So then we met up in a tavern named Tavern with a farmer who we asked about art, and he got really weirded out. So what we did was we decided to be sneaky and crafty, and what we did was we used the word stew to mean the word art. And so then we asked him about stew. And we found out that there is a strange family in town named the DuBois family, and what they do is they are some sort of a philanthropy family, and they own a manor, and they invite artists up, and the artists never return. But it doesn't sound weird or shady at all. Let's see. We were thinking about perhaps opening up an ale and paint sale kind of a business, and that was going to be the end of the adventure, but then we decided to press on anyway.
And you need a beard.
That is true. The library has only one book about axes, and it doesn't sound very fun. All the really cool people go up to the mansion, though. We did meet a wonderful lady. Her name was Trish. She was a halfling. She's a mortician, and she was interesting. She had eyeshadow on, and we thought that was very interesting because the rest of the town is basically in black and white and very sad. She saw 3 bunny people who went up to the DuBois house, which was seemingly the place to go. So then what we decided to do after we talked to that man about stew, which if you remember from previously was art, we talked to the farmer. He gave us some more information, and we decided that we would put on a show, which I did, and I absolutely crushed it. I rolled a 20 on my roll there for performance, and I gave a sensual performance of aerial silk ballet. I was invited to the DuBois house by a plant man, and then the knife that he gave me turned into butterflies, which seemed to want to nudge me to go up to the manor. And they said that, hold on, I have it written down here because I asked for it specifically. Art is a journey, and a journey is not art. And I said, wow, that really speaks to me, and it seems to make a lot of sense inside, and it does. I understand that as an artist myself. So we decided to go to the manor. Stanley drove us up in the carriage, and then we knocked. We didn't even get out of the carriage, and the doors opened up by themselves, and that brings us to about now, I think. I'm sorry, that ran long.
No,
you're
it was
beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I took
Great
really good
job.
notes this time.
So, and scene, kittens. Reality snaps back. Time begins to flow again. The break is over. You stand at the bottom of a small set of stairs that lead up to these big double manor doors. You see that although this building is only 1 floor high, it is very wide, and it still occupies, a large amount of space. They just flattened a multiple-story building into one. There is a long entryway at the top of the stairs where you see the building appears to be cut into east and west wings. And then at the end of this walk, you see the open doors waiting for you.
Wow, that's inviting, and they opened the doors right for us while we arrived.
If the door is open, do we knock on it or do we just walk in?
Hold on. I know exactly what to do in this situation. Stanley, if you would, please announce our presence to the creepy manor.
Oh, attention, creepy manor. Arriving. The respectable representatives of the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild, Cecil, Skirmish, and Jade.
Thank you, Stanley. That was excellent. We'll talk notes after.
Oh, I'm going to hear about this one.
No, it's fine.
Shuffles back towards the carriage.
So I hear laughter and music. Maybe we should go that way?
Okay. I follow you.
Cool. So you enter in and you see, like, it's just like a small entryway. You see, like, a sort of forking paths going off to the left and right and to the east and west wings, you know. But in front of you is, like, a glass atrium that appears to, like, be open to the backyard, where a man smokes a pipe in a giant bubble, slowly floating around the room. Like, woman is sitting with her top half in one chair and her legs upside down in another chair, and they appear to be conversing using sign language with hands and toes. And a small mushroom with a, like, waiter's dish on its head glides around the room as a floating teapot just sort of taps glasses that then immediately become full.
This is a lot to take in.
It looks very comfortable. Everyone here seems relaxed and chill and in luxury. I have never been this pampered my entire life, and I want to lounge on 2 chairs as well. But I'm not the artist. But I reassure you, I whisper in to Cecil and I say, Cecil, let's join this artist collective.
All right. As the artist, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion over to the mushroom to see if I can get his attention to come over and perhaps get us some refreshments.
So would you like to enter into the atrium?
Oh, well, yes, for sure.
Okay. You're sort of in, like, a hallway with, like, the door right there to it. So, yeah, it's just the formal action of, you know.
Yes, let's commit to this. This sounds like a good plan.
So you walk in, you see that the feet, like, point at you, like the toes point at you. The hand, like, the woman does not move, but the hands point at you at the same time. And the man in the bubble sort of looks at you quizzically.
I would like to point at them with 2 fingers, like finger guns, going like that, like, hey, good to see you there.
Finger muskets?
Right.
The legs respond as if they have been, like, shot and do, like, a big dramatic death scene. The hands, like, snap over and they seem to be doing a short 1-act play about the legs being shot.
I shrug my shoulders like, well, what are you going to do? Sorry. Didn't mean to kill you.
Cool. The bubble is sort of just like an ice cube in a glass, like, bouncing off the ceiling, you know, and it ambles over to you. The man, like, sitting cross-legged smoking a pipe, he's got, like, a tall top hat on, goes like, goodbye and welcome.
Hi, Mr. Bubbleman. My name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I was invited here by some butterflies. I was wondering if you knew why the butterflies invited me and my safety crew and roadie/bodyguard came here.
Why did they? Well, you must have done something.
It was a dance. It was absolutely an amazing sensual dance that I did as an aerial acrobatic silk performer.
You see the woman's torso, her head turns, and she, like, looks at you with a very excited face and goes, a dance? I love to dance.
I bet you do.
It was breathtaking. I saw it. It was phenomenal.
Well, you're in good company here. This is the artist.
So I hear that the DuBois have put this together. Can we meet them? We'd like to say hello.
Oh, of course. I do not know where they are in the manor at the current moment, but feel free. This space is open to all. You see, like, a cat swims by the window like a fish. A school of cats swim by the window.
Amazing. They
Wow.
have everything here.
This place is quite a trip. I haven't seen someplace like this since that time in college. All right, then, let's mingle, folks. Should we stay together or should we split the party?
I've been advised from the handbook. I only read the first 2 pages, but on both pages, in very large print, said never split the party. So let's not do that.
All right, well, if you're going to follow the rules like that, I guess that's fine. Well, I'm a bit of a pirate.
I love following rules. You know that you are not evil when you are following the rules. How can you possibly be evil when you are obeying the rules commands?
So the man in the bubble goes, if this is your first time here, the physical gallery is in the East Wing. Don't go in the southern portion of the East Wing. That's the brothers' private rooms. The theater is in the northern section of the West Wing. The studio at the far west end. The music room is at the south of the West Wing. And the topiary hedge garden, as you can see, she motions, is like to the north in the backyard, connected through the atrium. You're in here. The atrium that which a large, elaborately carved fountain dominates the room.
That went by very quickly, and I am afraid that I am rather new and unaccustomed to such a wonderful manner. Can you repeat that? I got... Don't go in southern portion of East Wing, West Wing, South music?
Yeah, I mean, she did it more flowery, but for, like, the purposes of our game, the rooms are the physical gallery, the theater, the music room, the studio, and the garden.
Well, could you please point us in the direction of, would you guys say that we would want to go to the physical gallery first, as that's what they recommended?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. I like that. That sounds like a good plan. Let's go.
Oh, so you head out of this room into the physical gallery in the eastern wing. It is a, like, truly massive room. Like, what would probably be 4 normal-sized rooms. Like, 4 or 5 rooms. The walls were knocked down to make just one large space. The walls are like almost TGI Fridays level, covered in stuff on the walls. Massive displays like have been erected. The ceilings, although it's 1 story, are fairly high here, like clearing nearly 20 feet, and every inch of that is covered with art. Feel free to make any sort of check you like, but the 1 bit of info, no check needed, you see the same repeated images of 2 men. They look to be related at a glance. You would guess this is probably the DuBois.
Could I make a history check to see if I recognize any of the art history depicted here?
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, I rolled a 20.
Okay. Does anybody else want to make checks before I start narrating?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Jade, you chilling?
I choose not to thunderous smite anything in this room.
Cool. So for a 20 from an art history perspective, you see that these paintings like are almost a timeline of the last maybe like 100 years of art in the continent, basically. Not just Nicomoy, but like the surrounding cities. Like almost all forms of art seem to be represented stylistically here. you notice, I guess the one thing that really stands out to you is a couple of painters that had mysterious ends. Everyone assumes that they either went into the bottle and died into the gutter, or, started messing with magic paint and something when, they just disappeared, or gave up painting altogether. But some works of art that were not documented in, your, college history books, basically. Where, he didn't, he had to have painted this after, but he disappeared before this, Skirmish. Anything on your mind as you're looking around this art room? And again, there's also, sculptures and masks and things like that. It's not just paintings. But this seems to all be, physical art.
Well, there's so many beautiful things. I'm looking for animal-type paintings, perhaps things that I've not seen before. I'm from a small mountain village. We don't see a lot of animals, so any animal-related art I would be drawn to.
Give me a perception.
Oh, a 7.
You find one where, none of them are really, it's actually all of them would be titled. So you see, apparently this is Corin, Corin, Corin DuBois, depicted as a bear, and you're just kind of hey, it looks like a bear in this one.
I shout to my party mates, "Look, it's a bear picture. Isn't that funny?"
I really love your bear picture. Do I notice anything specific about that painting, about the style of that? And I'm curious, could it possibly be a Giuseppe Matachi painting?
It is indeed a Giuseppe Matachi. He led the art scene for about a decade. It was primary animals is what he called it, where he would do things all in the basis of a primary color, but the subjects were all animals meant to depict nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember when he went through this phase. Yep, he lived in Nickemoy in the art district. Remember, with his wife Stefania. I did. They summered with us one year.
But again, Matachi, another artist who everyone assumed just moved off to the forest and eventually died in a cabin, but went from being on the top of the art scene to going to relative obscurity, aside from history books.
I thought he had killed himself. Unfortunately, it was very sad.
So do you know much about the artist here? Or are you telling... Do all of us know this, or just Cecil?
I think Cecil knows this from history checks, but I think that last part he would have said out loud. So, you would at least be it's something akin to, this is a Matachi, he did this, ba-ba-boo.
I was musing aloud, correct.
You're at an art gallery, you have to talk about how smart you are.
And stand like this, with your hand on your elbow and your other one on touching your nose.
Let me try that. And Skirmish tries to mimic Cecil.
All right, I'll give you a +1 on art checks while you're in that pose.
Also, if you wave your hand flat out, palm out in a circle, and kind of frown, you're saying, "I don't understand this piece of art right here. This I do not understand. This does not speak to me." And if you turn that up and you bring it to your nose, that means that piece of art is offensive. I'll teach you the language. It's okay.
All of those will give a +1 on help actions related to art history.
I feel like I'm learning so much. You're so cultured.
Well, I've studied for a long time. I really love art, the arts, performing. Yeah.
As you're sort of musing, you see that there appears to be a female bunny person who has dramatic black, she's furry, so she can't use traditional makeup, but has dyed sort of teardrops coming from her eye makeup that turn into small hammers, which sort of seem to be piling up at her jaw. And she is strolling through the paintings, literally.
Literally,
Like,
She's walking through the paintings, like when she gets to the edge of one, she appears in the next closest one.
oh, Harry Potter style.
Harry Potter style.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, no.
I would like to follow the little bunny person and say, "Oh, look at the bunny! Hey, bunny! Hello!"
Is that a genuine bunny person?
She turns and taps the frame or the picture, almost like she's tapping from inside glass. The painting ripples and a few drops of paint splatter on the floor, but are not solid colors. It's little aspect, almost like puzzle pieces. Parts of the painting itself have spilled onto the floor, and she motions for you to come in.
I immediately reach down.
Whoa. I slap your hand.
Jade, don't touch me.
Mode.
I didn't just touch you. I corrected you. I was like, oh no, do not touch that. See, I was in this museum one time and I touched a thing and it came to life. It was this naked guy and this naked lady and I touched them with blood on my hands and they came to life. And so, I have experience in this. You should not touch the painting.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait, could you back up? So are you saying that all this time, if I had touched the naked statues with my hand with blood on it, that they would have come to life?
In this case, yes, but they were not very nice. They destroyed a wall and they ran away. It was terrifying. I do not recommend.
Which wall?
Oh, they are loose somewhere in Knickerboy. I look forward to seeing them again. However, I am saying, do not touch.
Well, this one isn't naked.
She's wearing a very frilly black umbrella dress.
Is that where the line is? Touch.
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one touching naked statues. That seems odd.
Where did you touch the naked
that.
statue?
Hey, fine. You know what? You can both go in the painting. No, I'm kidding. But no.
I want to.
No,
I want to go in the painting and talk to the bunny person because this is very much like a dream I used to have as a child when I would go to the museum and I would see the paintings come alive and I would talk to them and I would see Scream over there screaming, doing his thing. And it was art with bunny people and let's go into the painting.
Maybe there's a way to talk through the paint. We should find the curator or whoever's in charge and see if we could talk to them indirectly. I mean, I don't know about going into a painting. It's beautiful and all, but I don't know. I like this.
I have an idea. Skirmish, hold onto my feet and then shove part of my front inside the painting, and then if anything bad happens, you just pull me right out. Okay?
Okay, can do. I guess wiggle your toes if something bad happens, and then I'll know to pull you out. Is that all right?
No. I'll do it constantly and in a scared, frantic manner, okay? And then that will let you know that's how I want to be pulled out, okay? But if I do it 2 times, click, click, like that means, let me go, it's awesome in here.
Oh, well, all right. Sounds good to me.
Okay, thank you very much.
So
That's
Skirmish
wonderful.
picks up Cecil. Woo! Are you ready?
I guess this is exciting. Let's go.
All right. I push. I push Cecil toward the painting.
Awesome. Cecil, you plunge your face through the painting, much like you're delving into a pool of water, and the color is off just a little bit. It's a little bit too matte. Light isn't reflecting as it would normally. It's almost like the light is fake. You get the distinct feeling you are in a painting right now. And you see, you can tell they stick out because they are not painted. So, you see they're a little bit more in focus, almost like you are. The bunny lady is sitting with her, feet in the edge of a painted pool. It's, slowly rippling. And she's, looking around, very content. And goes, "Do you like frogs?"
It really depends, but my name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I'm from the real world. Are you a painting bunny? Because I'd really like to meet you. What's your name?
Oh, they call me Joyful Babette.
Oh, hi, Joyful Babette.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. They call me Joyful Babette.
Hi, Joyful Babette. My name's Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and I was wondering if my friends and I could come back in here and speak with you for a little while.
Oh, you have not answered my question. Do you like frogs?
Yes, sometimes if they are fried, but not necessarily if they are wild and alive and or anything like that.
That is sad. I find frogs to be very beautiful. The way they transform from one thing to another, just as a canvas changes with a bit of paint and imagination into something that can bring tears or value to a community. Art is a frog, and a frog is not art.
Wow. When you say it like that, it sounds like I should give frogs a second chance. And that, my friends, is the moral of this episode. Give frogs a second chance. Thank you.
Yep. She turns and you see, like, you know, she's smiling, but, like, the painted tear hammers on her face might click a little bit more after meeting Joyful Babette. Bring your friends or don't. I do not know who I will be when you return. Maybe I am a frog.
All right, that's not very reassuring, but please hold. I'm going to shake my legs frantically so that they drag me back.
Oh, he's shaking his legs, Jade. I'm going to go ahead and pull him back.
Pull!
Yeah, you just have him kind of like legs around your waist, like when you tie a sweater. And you're just like, oh, he's wiggling. He's wiggling. All right, so you are pulled through. You are covered in painting. It looks like when you see like the pictures of people who get like full body art done, you have a lake scene covering you.
Hi. Ooh, wow. I look fabulous. Hi, everybody. I'm just back from the painting world, and there was a bunny in there. Her name was Joyful Babette, and she really likes frogs. Do you guys have any? Because if we do, I bet we could get an in with this lady somehow.
I would check my rations here, but I don't think my wife packed one. I check my rations for frog legs.
No, she only packs you live frogs on Tuesdays, and we established earlier in the episode today is like roughly Friday, so.
Consistency.
No, I'm sorry, I do not have any.
You do have a delicious consent brand butter croissant. They've recently moved into bakeries.
Of course, vegan, cruelty-free.
Vegan, cruelty-free butter. Consent.
And now, consent light.
Sorry, listeners, this episode had a sponsor.
Yeah, we got a break again. Usually we only have one break, but real quick, our sponsor, Consent Butter. Consent Light. Light on calories, heavy on consent.
That full consent taste, even though it's light on fat.
All right, and we're back. Who wants to do the recap?
I don't have a frog, but you were in a painting. So what if we draw a frog, and then you can show her the frog, and she might not be able to tell that it's not a real frog. Can you draw?
I beg your pardon. Well, yes, I can. I have taken several art classes and at the university, so I can. What type of check would you like me to make for that, sir, Mr. DM?
For what exactly?
I would like to draw a realistic pencil tap drawing of a frog rendered as lifelike as possible, but in shades of gray.
I'll take either history or performance.
All right, then I think I will roll performance, please. Ooh. Unfortunately, while I have taken many years of drawing, it has been a while, and unfortunately, I only rolled a 13 on that to draw. Unfortunately, the frog's out of proportion. While well constructed, the proportion destroys the drawing.
You made the legs way too big. It looks like a little bit at first glance like horse-like, but you really nailed the face. He definitely has a good frog face.
Thank you.
But you have your frog drawing.
All right, let's go, everybody.
All right. I guess I'll pick up Cecil again. Hurrah!
I thought we were all going in this time. Are we not all?
Well, how do we get out?
I will hold one of each of your legs. And
What about a rope? What about a rope?
I will tie one end of the rope to each of your legs, and I will hold the middle.
What if we all went in holding the rope, and then that way we're not splitting the party?
What if someone unties the rope?
Yes.
Who would do that in this kind of place? This seems like such a wonderful place for nice people and plant people.
Well, they might think it's like a trip hazard or something, and they might untie it.
So helpful.
That's true. All right, I suppose we'll do your idea.
I will stay on this end, and I will tell people, do not untie the rope. It is not helpful. Thank you for trying.
We should get you a high visibility vest so that nobody hurts you while you stand there doing your job, making sure that everyone is safe. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You know, we could always invite the rabbit out. Maybe she could take the rope and join us out here. Does she seem like she'd want to do that?
Allow me to go in and I'll ask her, okay?
Okay. Do you want me to come in with you?
I think that would be wonderful. I think it would be great. And then that way, she can see that there are many people who pretend to be excited about frogs, okay?
Oh, I don't need to pretend. I am excited about frogs.
That's great. I'm so excited. I'm not as excited about them as you are, I'm sure, but I will do my best to deceive her that I am. Let's go.
Just follow my lead.
Okay. You go. You do the talking. I'll just do the puppy dog guy assist right here.
Oh, perfect. So I guess we tie the ropes around our legs, and then we jump in the painting.
Sploosh. Again, it's like jumping into a pool, and you emerge in this pseudo-realistic landscape image of a quiet pool. You do see, like, almost like frozen in time, there is an image of Constantine DuBois, the other one of the DuBois brothers, just like triumphantly emerging from the water. Again, all of the art here is about the DuBois brothers, so he would be represented in some sense in this painting, but does not appear to be sentient.
Is Joyful Babette still here?
Yeah, she's still bathing her feet in the water.
Wonderful. Excellent. What was the DuBois man's name?
Constantine. So it's Corn and Constantine. And you can see, like, now that you've seen a couple pictures of them, it might be a little bit of our artistic license, but these are big, robust, and, to be frank, kind of ugly men. Like appears to be human guys.
They do have a striking presence, I say.
I'm going to hold my hand against my face like you taught me and say,
very well. Oh, good job.
I don't know if he, and then I wave my hand. I don't know if he speaks to me though. Am I doing it right?
I can tell right now that this piece of art confuses you. You're doing excellent. I read that loud and clear.
Oh, thank you. You're such a great teacher. Oh, there's Joyful Babette. Hello, bunny lady. I hear your name's Babette. Joyful Babette. I have a question for you. Do you live in the painting? And if so, for how long have you been here?
Oh, no. I mean, I live in painting, but I do not live in this painting. I've been staying here at the villa for 3 weeks now. I think. Time is a little fluid here. Getting lost in art all day, being able to pursue one's passions. Your mind tends to be set adrift.
I can understand that. My friend says you're excited about frogs. Is that true?
I hold up
Yes.
the picture that I drew of the frog, like, with a big smile on my face, saying, like, look, I made this for you.
She
A
smiles,
violent gesture.
wipes like a little bit of her like black tear makeup, kisses the tip of her finger and blows it. The like lip marks of this bunny kiss float through the air, smooch onto your painting, and out from it emerges like exactly what you drew. A sort of horse-like frog that's like
Oh, is it in pain? Does it appear to be in pain?
what was the artist's intention?
No, it was a happy frog, but with the weird proportions, I wasn't sure how that would go out. But I intended him to be a sort of smiling, contemplative frog.
Yeah, you see the happiest smiling frog horse that's just sort of playfully jumping around.
Oh,
Give me an insight check, please, Cecil.
coming right up, sir. That was just a 6. Not sure I'm seeing much in this piece.
Yeah, you're
Definitely
like,
doing the open palm hand motion.
yeah, you're like, I don't think I nailed it. And as you kind of feel that way, you see the frog, like, looks a little bit sad.
I would like to give the frog a hug.
He seems happy.
Oh, you're a good frog. Can you teach us how to do that, Babette?
No, I can
All right.
not teach you how to feel. I can do my best to influence you, but I cannot make you do anything.
You know, we've got this friend outside the painting. Her name is Jade, and she would love to meet you. Would you like to join us outside the painting? You can come back, of course. But, it'd be great to become friends all together.
Is dinner ready?
I don't know.
She picks up her shoes and walks like her paint muddy feet out of the painting. You see like a bunny woman gracefully steps from the painting and then sort of like wipes her body down without actually touching her body, and like a squeegee, all of the paint residue slops onto the floor. She reaches down, draws a little umbrella, and then it hops up into an umbrella and then starts hopping down the hallway. Are you a Jade?
Oh, I see a
Are
bunny
you a
person
Jade?
emerge.
Oh, you see her emerge, yes.
I tug on the rope, and if it's still attached to my two friends, they might jump like a foot backward.
Yeah, you guys fully get tabletopped by the rope.
Oh, they're still there. Gosh, I tug hard. I'm like, I want explanation for why the bunny person's out, and as I'm tugging hard, I say, "What? Hello, my friend Cecil. He told me that you are inside the painting. It is nice to meet you. I am Jade."
Shade. Beautiful stone. Beautiful name. I am Joyful Babette.
It is nice to meet you. You know, we were hired by somebody who said that they had hired an art collective to do some art for them, but that their money was never accepted, and the art was never created. Do you know anything about that?
She, looks a little sheepish and goes, I wonder if dinner's ready, and starts hopping off down the hall.
Okay, bye. I tug very hard on the rope. Very tug.
Yeah. So just as you two are getting to your feet, the rope is tugged again, and you're dragged the last couple feet out of the painting.
But perhaps we should leave the painting.
You come out covered in... Yeah, you come out in full body paint.
Oh, nice.
Have you guys ever seen Kyo So Siga?
No.
No.
Okay, don't. PTSD flashbacks right now. Don't. It's an anime about people getting, I don't really know what it was about because I still don't understand. But I think that at one point they were in a painting, or life is a painting, or I don't know. I'm very traumatized. But
Well, just pretend it's Mary Poppins. That was a lot happier.
Okay, I know it's happy. I just don't understand. Okay, Tug, law enforcement officer
yeah,
down.
They're out. You're all good.
Okay. Hey, you guys, a bunny just emerged from the painting. There's a look of pure panic in my eyes.
Oh, you must mean Joyful Babette. We met her in the painting and asked her to come out and say hello to you.
Were you polite?
I am always polite. I'd like to read off of my character sheet. I am always polite and respectful, personality trait of Jade.
Oh, good.
Boom. Are you guys following Babette, or what's up?
So where is she now?
She appears to be walking off towards a dining room.
She was wondering if dinner was served.
Yeah, she mentioned that to us as well. I think we should follow her.
You know, I would like to know, what was inside the painting, other than a bunny lady?
There was a very lifelike statue of an unfortunate-looking man. The other brother of the DuBois, Constantine. Not to be confused with Corn.
Oh, is there a chance that the statue would come to life if you touched it? Or was it just a statue?
It wasn't really a statue, I guess. It was more like it was part of the painting that we were in. It's very hard to describe being in sort of an alternate paint room. You have to sort of live it.
Yeah, the light was all weird.
Agreed.
If you'd like to go in and touch it, you may.
No, I'm good.
I'm going to go ahead and agree and say that you have experience touching statues inappropriately, so you should maybe do that.
Hey, I still have wine because I have days of rations, so I'm going to assume that's a lot of wine. I'm going to offer some wine to our hosts. Let's go.
Cool. So you guys head off to the dining room. You arrive after Babette. You see her taking a seat. I'll provide a few examples, but roughly like 24 of some of the wackiest crap you've ever seen in your life is just assorting themselves. It's almost like a Where's Waldo crossed with a Dr. Seuss. There are birds in hats smoking cigars. There is a table which appears to be in a very heated argument with a fireplace.
Har.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just weird, sort of asymmetrical things like that. The figures that stand out to you are the Three Bunnies. Of course, we know Joyful Babette. There is one who, at first glance, you thought was just a pile of objects. But, like, after looking again closely, you see it appears to be almost like a golem made out of found materials. And then at its core, you see that there is a furry rabbit person. But their eye is replaced with a spyglass. One of their arms is, like, a bar stool that the ends have been replaced by, like, feather dusters. The last appears to be a largely normal-looking rabbit person who is frantically scrawling in a notebook, and there are three sort of faceless, like, mannequin people that he'll throw a page in the air, which sort of flutters over them, and the letters, like, rain down, and then they begin to take upon physical traits and start acting out scenes.
This is like nothing I've ever seen before. Also, my pants are quite dirty and I'm not very comfortable with that. Is there a place to wash up around here?
Joyful Babette goes, you could use the fountain room. It was the first room you came into, the atrium.
Oh, okay. Pardon me, I'd like to wash off a bit.
Cool. So as you're sort of leaving the dining room, are the other two of you going to sit at the table?
Don't split the party.
Oh, that's right.
I follow.
Cool. So you guys are heading out, and you pass by two largely identical looking men in big, lavish overcoats, perfectly conical fur hats, long beards, and like round black sunglasses covering their eyes. Their collars are high, you can see very little of their forms, and they appear to be wearing gloves. And as you pass them in the hall, they look at you, and then look back and walk into the dining room, and you hear cheers come from the dining room. These appear to be roughly, even uglier than the best artist depictions, the DuBois brothers.
I think we should go back because I think that's who we're looking for. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no reason not to wash off first. And I'd like to talk out of character while our characters are washing off Skirmish or waiting for Skirmish to wash off.
I've done this plenty of times. It won't take too long. Wash.
Yeah, mountain stream experience. All right, so let's just recap what is going on here. We're in a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people go in paintings, but they come out. It seems consensual. Everyone here seems kind of happy and luxurious.
Are you suggesting that we stay? Because I feel the exact same way.
The only thing that is a problem here is that someone tried to hire that bunny for art, and the bunny didn't accept their money or the task, right? Like, is that the only conflict?
Well, I think from an art history check, we also discovered that there were many artists that were assumed dead or missing or something, and may have all been either kidnapped or willingly coaxed to live here. And so the world is being deprived of art for what that's worth. Like, similar to the town we just left. It's devoid of any kind of art.
Ooh, you got that whole, like, drug user external interference question. So if someone just stayed in a euphoric high all their life and never constructed anything again, is it your duty to rip them away from that and put them back to work? Or should you let them stay in this art collective painting immersion place? Like, do they have the right to retire? Oh no, Jade has an opinion.
This is the question of art, isn't it? You know?
Well, I think we could say yes, but it's like a Vanity Fair situation where they're just trapped in happiness or what they think is happiness. But as an artist, we can convince them that, hey, by being here, you're not producing the art that comes with suffering or experiencing life or anything like that. And so maybe we can convince them that they're missing the input that leads to great contributions, and we need them.
Cecil would absolutely agree with that because so much of his art is inspired by the loneliness of his childhood. That was why his aerial performance was so moving. Well, I mean, you know, there was that summer at camp, you know.
I put my hand to my elbow and my other hand to my nose, and I go, I don't know if it's sensual. I think it might be vulnerable.
It could be. But isn't vulnerability sexy?
Yeah, and you guys, like, feel like, you know, you could just hang out here and talk about art and life and, like, the duty of morality in the sense of an artist for, like, you know, this is like a reasonable discussion. This is important work to be done.
Well, we could talk to the DuBois brothers and see what their motives are. And if they're evil, you know, that might help frame a solution.
Well, while they are distracted, we could go into the southern portion of the East Wing and see what it is they keep private.
Oh.
It's up to you. I will do either.
I mean, we don't even know if they're evil yet. We could just be like breaking into some really nice philanthropic people's house and being like, hey, look, you like brownies. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just go talk to them? There's nothing like the direct approach.
Okay.
You see, you guys head back to the dining room. You
With
see
clean
that
pants.
clean pants. You're looking shiny bright. The DuBois brothers are seated at opposite ends of a long table, with their guests, so to speak, sitting between them. And as you return, one of them looks up. You're still not entirely sure which one's which. They look very, very similar, especially in their old hunched ages, and equally big pot bellies. They go, "Oh, our guests have returned. So good to see you. Are you the new artist, the dancer? Life is the dance, is it not?"
Hi there, DuBois brothers. My name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and yes, I am the dancer to which you refer.
They both stand up in unison and say, "We will be addressed individually. Our legacies are our own. I will outlive him, and I will see you buried." And again, in perfect symmetry, yell that at each other.
All right, then. What I meant to say was, hello, Corn and Constantine. DuBois. My name is Cecil Chamberlain Canterbury, and yes, I am the dancer to which you refer.
Then dance. If it speaks to you, this is a place for artists. All that we ask is attend to your patron. Please, I know you are new, but take the time you need to learn us, so that your dance of our lives will echo throughout eternity, or at least longer than my piece of crud brother. I will see you dead.
I'll do that.
Pardon me, brothers. Excuse me, Constantine and Corin. Look, I've got a sister, and I know what it's like to not get along with him all the time, but why are you so antagonistic to each other?
Assume most things they say when about the other brother, they say in unison. Otherwise, I'm going to be saying that a lot.
All right.
He wishes to take our family's throne, the memory of our people. I will outlive him and ensure that the true heir to House DuBois, their name is known. I will burn your art. Not while I'm alive. Well, good thing you're going to die first.
So, which of you is the true heir?
I am.
Oh, can I make an insight check?
Roll an insight check. Give me the number, but they'll also say, like, he is not father's true son.
I rolled a 1, and I have no plus, no bonus to that. So
It feels equally as awkward as if you went to like a regular person's family dinner and two people started fighting. You're just like, oh, I would give anything to leave the room right now.
okay.
Why don't you settle this like men? Have you considered a duel? A test of strength, perhaps?
We have had hundreds, and we're equally matched. The only way our names will be known is when they are echoed throughout the ages. They say a man's legacy dies the last time his name is spoken, and through our art I will be immortal. His art will be forgotten like dust in wind.
Oh yes, how many people outside of this mansion know about your art, Colin?
Oh wait, that was specifically at Corin, so they wouldn't answer in unison. If Constantine wasn't such a conniving weasel, always burning my carriages when I tried to spread them to the world. I must stay here, keeping an eye on him, protecting my legacy, my art. This is my children.
Oh, in Nicomoy, they do not know of your name or your legacy. Much like if you had dropped pamphlets of your art from the air, spreading your propaganda to the masses. Yes, you could have taught everyone of the legacy of Kron. But you did not. You have not.
Constantine starts laughing out loud and goes, ha ha ha, because his taste is garbage. He invested in Maxim Lukor when clearly the tests were changing in Nicomoy. If only he had not burnt my ship full of statues, then they would have seen my greatness. They look at each other and go, but don't worry, it's all about to change.
May I ask you, brothers, are you just trying to determine who the better artist is here? Because I might be able to help you with that, because I have spent many years judging and critiquing art.
You see the bunny who is furiously writing papers to the mannequins, looks up and goes, "Art is life. Art exists as long as it is valid and invokes emotion. Through art, one can become immortal. That is why I only deal in biographies, keeping these names alive. That is the truest form of art. It's like doctors. Doctors think they're important, necessary, because they keep someone alive. Artists keep things eternal." A quick art debate begins to emerge of being like, art is subjective. Only the artist can determine what is art. Just because you scream art in another's face or steal from their stories, he looks up at the golem and go, "Oh, because what you do is so interesting. The sculptor who doesn't use clay."
Oh, I'm quite curious. What do you use if not clay?
He, like, a bunch of objects shift around the area you think his face should be into something resembling a smile. He goes, "I sculpt with myself, with the world around me. I have turned my body these past few weeks into a living monument to my life." And the DuPonts laugh and go, "And soon they will do it for us, and I will be the immortal one."
Skirmish would like to put his hand to his face and go, "Huh." And then he's going to put his hand and wave it and say, "You know, none of your art really speaks to me, I have to say."
Okay. So I didn't really have a combat plan for this, but go ahead, and this is just going to be an art debate. So give me a d20 to hit with your critique.
Oh, I did the pose, so I get the help +1.
You do get a +1, yes.
I rolled a 4, so it's a 5.
And what do you know of art?
Not very much, to be honest with you. But I know that all the stuff in that room over there isn't very impressive.
You see that the black hammers start gently clinking off the table as Babette is lightly offended.
I tell you what, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend. I'm a bit new to the art world myself, with my friend here, Cecil. But you should let more people see your art. Don't let it be trapped here forever. If you think your brother and his art is worse than yours, just prove it. Get it out there. Get it to Nicomoy. Get it to Giuseppe. There's plenty of people that love to see it.
Make a persuasion. So we're going to do this very simply. If we can get 3 compelling arguments, we might have a resolution on our hands, folks.
I got a 21 for persuasion.
Ooh, that compels me. You see that the writer puts his hand up, kind of looks at the DuBois brothers a little bit nervously and says, "This speaks to me." I would love to have my art known.
I would like to take Corn aside or whisper to Corn so that Constantine can't hear me, because this plan will fail if Constantine can hear me. Can I do that? Corn, can I have your attention for just a moment?
So you see sitting next to Corn is the man in a bubble smoking a pipe, and he goes just raises his eyebrows, puts the end of his pipe to the edge of the bubble, which pops, and he disappears from existence, leaving up a free chair next to him.
Oh, that was so polite. He just disappeared for me. I hope he's not dead. Okay, so, Corn. Hello, I have a whisper in your ear. Is this okay?
Yes.
I have a secret idea for you, Corn.
Is it being trapped in amber? Because I've thought about that many times.
That is an amazing idea, but this is slightly different. Although you are infinitely more beautiful and handsome than your brother. Your brother looks kind of like you, no?
Just roll me a quick flat persuasion, because you did compliment him, but then said you look like him, and they hate that.
19.
Cool. So you're chilling.
He could not hold a candle to you, but there is a mild physical resemblance. Yeah?
Mild.
Mild. So here's the thing. What if, well, you know, these arts that are going out, if you change the label from Constantine, and you scratch that last part off, you add some arts and some styles after your name, and you change it to Secon. See, it is already, it shares a first part of the name a little bit, Constantine, Con-C-O-A-N, and you can mislabel all of his art, so he is spreading the word of your name and your legacy, so that every art that he sends out is secretly for you.
Jade. Your plan is beautiful and elegant, but unfortunately quite impossible. We have a secret in this manner. We have a patron of our own, a family even more noble than ours, from a faraway place, who has given us the true secret to immortality through art. Just a small sprinkling of this magic dust in the right words, and your soul can truly live through art. And yes, a price must be paid, but I cannot simply scratch out his name, for that would be scratching out his soul. Now, I cannot best my brother, but if someone could, I could put we have much art in storage. I'm sure a few pieces could be parted with.
I would like to relate to my party members what I just learned.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, I left my drink at my other spot, and then just get up and shuffle across the table.
Yeah, hey, party members, I share all of that with you in little whispered whispers into your ears. Like I'm leaning over to pick up a canapé, and I turn my head and whisper that in your ear. So, like, there's a patron and our immortality soul stuff. Canapé.
Huh.
Thoughts?
There is always a price to be paid. I don't trust anything to do with exchanging a soul or enhancing a soul. Your soul's fine the way it is. So I don't like what they're up to.
I speak from experience here when I say that it is not a wise decision to sell your soul. I had the opportunity. I said no, best decision I ever made. Right there.
Just a quick point of clarification. You think this is more of a Horcrux type deal, where these guys are splitting their own souls into like a Dorian Gray Horcrux situation.
The painting ages, but the man never does.
Well, not so much they don't age. They just, like, their soul will forever be a part of this. Like, so they won't die, but they will get old and the body will crumble. But they're just two bitter old men trying to wait each other out so they can burn their brother's art collection seconds after they die.
But some of the art's already been destroyed, right? Ship's burned.
Yes. Some of it has, and also the price was not made clear. And there's a couple other little clues you got on your list. But yeah, so it's the brother souls that are being messed with. We have an unknown price, and then yeah.
So what do the artists get out of this? Do they get to live forever? We should ask them, I guess.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Skirmish, I don't think any of this in this mansion is art at all. And I move to a pose where I lean on my elbow. I bring my hand up. I put my hand palm out, and then I join my fingers and put them in my thumb, and I make sort of a duck face with my hand with it. And I say, this right here is derivative.
What does that mean?
It's not art if people can't see it.
Ooh. I was going to say roll at disadvantage, but actually roll that with advantage.
That's powerful.
It's not art. Yeah, if it's not art if people can't see it is a very good point. And we only need one more compelling argument if this hits.
And that's what am I rolling for that?
We're just doing like a fat 20
persuasion?
plus 1 because you did the hand thing. Yeah, sure.
Okay, that was a 25.
Bang, dude.
Dude, I've been on
You
fire
see-
tonight.
The DuBois brothers are not happy with this, but the three actual artists at the table kind of like, not like shaking out of a trance, but like when you make a good point and someone's like, huh, and they kind of like, think about it for a second.
Things that make you go,
Yes, things that make you go,
For 200, Alex.
Beautiful. So the DuBois brothers goes, yes, and once this man dies, all of your art will be seen, and you will become immortal in our name. We will spread our name far and wide, and you artists will be known just like the great masters.
our name.
Wouldn't you like to have your name out there before you die? Or before these guys die? I mean, how long will that be?
I'll take another attempt. Just roll this one flat, and then whatever bonus.
I didn't put my hand on my face.
You
so
did
no
not
bonus.
put your hand on your face.
So, just an 8.
Yeah, that one did not land.
All right. Paladin time.
Jade, if I can make a suggestion,
Yes, please.
art is about community as well as it's many things, but it is about community. And if these artists allow for these other artists' work to be burned because they are in the collection of the losing brother, doesn't that detract from the art that they make? Isn't what they make really a lie if they allow that art to be destroyed as such?
Yes, the destruction of art is in itself a crime.
A crime against art.
Because you are depriving the future viewer from seeing the art that should be maintained and preserved. And for an artist, this is me pointing a finger, because what are paladins good for? Making
Finger
you feel
pointing.
guilty about what you did. I'm pointing at the three artists and I say, for you to have not prevented the destruction of the beautiful art, how could you do that?
All right, roll me the check, Jade. We got
Which
one
skill is
from
this?
us. Oh, we'll do like persuasion.
Oh, and
roll.
I'm definitely helping there.
All right, so
wouldn't
take
you
it at
say?
advantage. We've
Oh,
already got
goodness.
a banger argument from Skirmish. We got one from Cecil. It's your turn.
24!
Boom, 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 boom.
Advantage on a charisma caster.
You see that Joyful Babette just very simply stands up from the table, looks to the DuBois brothers, and goes, "Thank you so much for allowing me to stay here with you. You have created a beautiful incubator for an entire new generation of art. But what is most important is for the artist to decide what their art is, and not for someone like you to decide that another's art is trash, or something to be burnt, or some sort of knife to be pointed at your brother. I enjoy the absurd, but this is a silly place." And she storms out of the room. You see one of the other artists, Vital, the golem, gets up and goes, "Babette, wait!" And as he is walking towards her, each piece of like his sort of golemic artifice around him drops to the floor as this mansion's hold lessens itself on him. And by the time he hits the dining room door, he is just a normal rabbit man walking out. The writer gets up from the table and just goes, "Well, I guess this story's at its end." Snaps his book shut and leaves his mannequins behind. "Thanks, DuBois. Hope you, frankly, both kill each other." And walks out of the room.
I would like to also join them and say, sometimes artists are not known until after they are gone. And you guys can finish the episode without me. I'm not here if you want to kill them. I'm not here if you want to do whatever. Paladin's peacing out.
Well, the artist behind you, the writer, sort of smiles and goes like, "Yes, but only a living artist can know when his name is known. I want to enjoy my life." And he sort of walks out with you as well. So it's You, Cecil, and Skirmish left in the room with the two fuming DuBois brothers, and you notice that as these people are leaving the room, all of these sort of strange other things in this mansion are sort of blip, 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 coming out of existence, as if they were merely artistic constructs of the artists residing in the manor.
Well, I feel like I should apologize to Babette after she said that. I feel bad for saying that the art wasn't any good. Cecil.
All artists are learn to accept criticism. It's part of the process.
All right.
I wouldn't feel too bad.
Did you notice all these strange things happening since those artists left?
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I was also curious if that was a group thing or if it was just a hallucination, perhaps a flashback. So yeah, I didn't notice that.
So as you guys are just kind of having a conversation in the dining room, the DuBois brothers are, again, in unison, like, "Get out of our house!"
All right, I suppose we might as well go back to Nick and Wood. Thank you for inviting us. I appreciate it, but I'm going to be also taking my leave now. Come on, crew.
Likewise.
As you guys are, like, getting back into the carriage, taking the long walk down, you see from an upper window the DuBois brothers yell at you, one from the east wing, one from the west. "This isn't the last time you've heard from us, fire-breathing kittens. The Echo Blame will take you!" And with that, you head back to Nickelboy. You return these artist collectives to the patron, who is a very strange person in a long robe and a mask, but because you return them, gives you a bonus. Everybody can go ahead and walk with 300 gold.
Woo!
And that will wrap us up for this week on Fire Breathing Kittens. Once again, we were joined by Cecil.
Thank y'all for having me this week. I really enjoyed it.
Jade.
Bye.
And Skirmish.
Thank you for having us.
Bye-bye, folks.
Do you love 1980s pop culture and hate silence? Then you'll love 1980s Now. Each week, the 1980s Now podcast examines the importance of 1980s pop culture and its influence today. We speak with the 1980s icons we grew up loving. And every week, we discuss current news related to 1980s media. You don't need to miss it. You can have your 1980s Now.
Hi, you reached Sandra's Love Services. If you suck, press 1. If you don't, press 2. If you're curious about your relationship with love, hit 3. If you're evil, hit 4.
At a Crossroads with the Naked Podcaster shares stories of struggle to success, trial to triumph, and helps you build a toolbox to support your journey. We're here for you. At a Crossroads is for those of you who know that you are built with strength and love that is meant to shine through in times of conflict and in times of celebration, and was designed to cause a worldwide epidemic of healing, gratitude, and joy. Join the conversation, find connection, and step into the person you were meant to be.
We all strive to be unique, but to find ourselves and find who we are, it's a very difficult thing. Join me on State of Mind with JB as I try to tackle the different elements which may open and unlock our uniqueness. Life is codified and made up of a different lot of elements which we just have to touch on and look at a different angle to see that life is unique. State of Mind with JB.